Welcome to another production of Park TV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's, bringing you girls Section 5A quarterfinal lacrosse. And even though this is a beautiful campus, it's not the most beautiful of nights on this late May, chilly, damp May 28th afternoon, early evening, actually 7:30 our start. We're streaming live on YouTube, and you're watching Park TV 16 Sports. And in this Section 5A quarterfinal, the Red Knights are the number 4 seed, taking on the Blake Bears, the number 5 seed. This promises to be a very competitive match. My name is Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us. Last time these two teams met was back on April 14th, and the Blake Bears got the best of the Red Knights 8-7. I expect a tight match based on that result and their equal records. And we're underway here from Benilde-St. Margaret's. And they have the ball. They're in their white uniforms with red lettering, taking on the blue Blake Bears. And that behind the net is number 22 for the Red Knights, Callie Henthorn. One thing to point out here, the two leading scorers on the field today for the Red Knights, led by Charlize Vang, who has 52 goals, 9 assists, 61 points on the year. And for the Blake Bears is Izzy Krejci, if I'm pronouncing that right. She has 52 goals, 9 assists for 61 points. Their stats are nearly identical. And the Red Knights, however, at home, get on the board first with goal number 1. And let's go to the replay as the pass right in front on the flyer to number 4. That is Katie Croft, and she came into the match with 24 goals, 6 assists, and now she has 25 on the year. So a great start for the Red Knights. They get goal number 1 within the first minute of play. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here on Park TV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube, and we'll go back to the center circle for the face-off. Red Knights 1 for 1 on face-offs and 1 for 1 on goals with possession.
Number 4, Katie Croft.
And Katie Croft loses that face-off, and now the Blake Bears on offense for the first time, and we find number 13, that's Charlotte Palmby, the senior, with it. She loses it momentarily, and now we'll regroup back in the middle, now to the near side to number 10. That's JC Jim. Jim getting double teamed, but spinning away out of trouble, and headmans it to Janie McGaughan, and now McGaughan with it. Hands it off to 16 in the near corner. That's Hayden Wirt. And now on the other side are the Blake Bears. That's number 15, Sarah Hissa. Now to the near wing is 22, Quinn Hardy. Hardy now behind the net, in front, the shot deflected in front. Ball loose in the crease. Now it gets kicked out, and it's scooped up on the run nicely by number 13, Charlotte Palmby, the captain for the Bears, and they retain possession as we approach the 10-minute mark of quarter number 1. And now rushing, splitting the defense and putting the shot, goes wide left, was number 8, Janie McGaughan, the junior. Here's that replay as she was able to split the defenders nicely. Came in point-blank range on the goaltender for the Red Knights, who is Emmeline Downey, the freshman. All right, now play back underway. Bears try to center it in front. Ball loose, and it's scooped up on the run nicely by number 16, Brooke Hillens, the junior. And now the Red Knights have it from behind, sprinting quickly with it into the offensive zone was number 8, Alex Strothman, the sophomore. And now the Red Knights have it, and that is number 7, June Vang. She comes in with 16 goals, 27 assists, 43 points on the year. And so the Red Knights have the ball with the lead. We're in quarter number 1 and approaching the 9-minute mark in this quarter. Red Knights lead 1-0. I'll remind you again, both teams evenly matched this year. The Blake Bears come in with a 6-7 record. The Red Knights 8-5. And again, they met previously in the year, way back on April 14th, and the Blake Bears won that 8-7. So it promises to be a very even match. Okay, now rushing the other side was June Vang, and that shot is good for another goal by the Red Knights. And there is June Vang, number 7. She'll get her 17th goal of the year. Right there. As she cuts to the left, gets the benefit of a little bit of a screen, got met at the top of the semicircle, but still was able to get that shot off quickly. And she beats the goaltender, Bisbee, the junior, to the right. And now the lead is 2-0. That goal comes with 8 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. And back to the center circle, and Katie Croft, who got goal number 1 for the Red Knights, will do the honors on the face-off as they try to get those sticks. It's an amazing thing, that face-off, how they have to orchestrate it to get it underway. And for the Bears was Charlotte Palmby, and the Red Knights have it, and that's Katie Croft. Lead pass intended for number 18 was Mia Zamansky. And now going down is number 22, Quinn Hardy. And that'll stop the clock with 8:18 to go, and the Red Knights have it, and that is June Vang, who just recorded the second goal of the night. Play still stopped while and now they're going to give the ball back to the Royals, and I cannot explain why that was. And now it might just go right back to the Red Knights and that poke check, but the whistle, and then the play gets started right away again. And the Bears, nice outlet pass to midfield, completed. And now the Bears, with speed, is number 20 with it. That's Jocelyn Jim. Jocelyn gets it behind the net to number 16. That's Hayden Wart. And now the Bears are in business on offense for the second time this evening, down 2. Now the ball loose, picked up in front, shot, misses. That was by number 20, once again, Jocelyn Jim. And it goes out of bounds, but the referees will call that the Bears will retain possession, and now with it behind the net is Hayden Wart, the junior attacker. She'll receive it again, centering pass, in traffic, deflected, rebound, back to the Bears. A little fortunate there for the Bears. Good defense by the Red Knights, but they couldn't quite force the turnover completely. Now again behind the net is Hayden Wart. On that far side is number 20 once again, Jocelyn Jim. She's been getting a lot of touches here early. Now top of the key, Charlotte Palmby comes back to the left, spins around. Good team defense by the Red Knights on the perimeter. Keeps Palmby at bay, and she'll give it up to number 8. That's Janie McGaughan. Now to number 2 for the Bears. Losing it was Izzy Krejci, who is their leading scorer. That was her first touch. The freshman, again, coming in with 57 goals, 52 goals, 9 assists, 61 points, but she was unable to get a shot off of. And now back in the offensive zone, that is June Vang. She's on the board as she gives it up to number 12, Abby Urbaniak. Now to number 6, Charlize Vang. She's the leading scorer, but she is taking more of a passive role in the offense. Content to be out on that far right wing, but I don't expect that to be the case. I'm used to her being in the middle and mixing things up, but now she has it. There she is, Charlize Vang. One heck of a season, 50-plus goals. I don't care what sport you're playing, a 50-goal scorer is a 50-goal scorer. Now, June Vang inside, deflected, tried to get it to Croft. Now the ball loose. Or excuse me, that was intended for number 9, Bailey Gray. And it's going to go out of bounds, and the Red Knights will retain possession. There's that replay. Sort of a scrum-like situation in front of the net. And now Croft with it, who obtained goal number 1. As we're under 5.5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. And now Charlize Vang, look at her put the move on, coming right in and scores it. It was just a matter of time before Charlize Vang strikes. And she will obtain her 53rd goal of the year. And look at the move she puts on. Splits the defense, moves to the lateral to the right, and then goes high above to beat the goaltender for the Bears, number 30, Bella Bisbee, the junior. unable to track it into her net. So just like that, it's 3-0 Red Knights. So after losing to these Bears, the Blake Bears, back in April by 1, they are off to a great start, leading by 3 with plenty of time left in quarter number 1. Okay, back to the center circle. It's going to be Katie Croft against Charlotte Palmby. There they are. Ball comes out into the Red Knight zone. And it's picked up on the fly nicely by Janie McGaughan. And now the Black Bears have their third offensive possession of the night. And I think they've yet to get a shot on goal. And now with it is number 2, Izzy Krejci. Play continues on. Number 8, McGaughan with it. She'll spin around, a little pirouette. Now behind the net to number 16 again, Wart. And on the far side, that is 20 again, Jocelyn Jim. She loses it, and the ball is loose. And the Red Knights have it again on offense, and the outlet pass right on the money at the 50-yard line. And here come the Red Knights. They've got 3 across on the far side with the ball. And sprinting into the offensive zone before giving up to June Lang. And a great effort by the Red Knights, not only to cause that turnover, but to quickly and efficiently get the ball into the offensive zone. And now Charlize Vang, and they will slow things down to Bailey Gray. Then on the far side to number 18, Hannah Larson. And the Red Knights are in business again, just under 4 minutes to go in quarter number 1, and that is Katie Croft to the number 6, Charlize Vang. Now to Bailey Gray. Hannah Larson. Now Larson to the near side. And that's number 22, Callie Henthorn. And June Vang once again. So nice ball rotation as the Red Knights showing great deal of patience out there on this really cold, chilly, sort of rainy night. Not real windy, though, as Hannah Larson tries to come in. She tried to get off a short pass to Croft in front of her, but the Blake Bears were there to interrupt that sequence. And look at the speed by the Blake Bears on the far side as they sprint all the way into the Red Knight zone. Cutting back in, that was number 9 for the Blake Bears, Jada Chenitz. And a nice individual effort by Chenitz, number 9, setting up the Blake Bears on offense again. Now under 3 minutes to go in a fast-moving quarter. The first one, a chance to remind you, you're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. And hopefully you're in a warm spot, as it is quite chilly. Despite the short sleeves and the shorts out there by the girls, they're the warmest ones here, to be sure. The fans are really paying the price, and our loyal fans, to be sitting on these cold metal bleachers. Now inside, the pass given and the shot taken by Izzy for the Blake Bears, and that one just sails over the crossbar. But you can see why she has 52 goals coming in, as she was right there, able to split the defense, showing great talent. And now again inside to the Blake Bears. That's Lizzie. They're going to try to get her on the board here, and she has to get pushed around, and she is being followed around by number 15. Just noticing the strategy for the Red Knights. They are almost like a box and one. Claire Dooley is just following around Izzy. No matter where the ball is, she is, if you can see her right on the screen to the left of the net, literally just in her back pocket. And that's great defensive strategy as Emmeline Downey makes that save, and the Red Knights now have it again with a minute and a half to go and a 3-goal lead. And it's much like basketball. Trent Tucker likes to talk about it when analyzing basketball teams. You want to take away their best player on the other side and force the other players to step up. And that's exactly what the Red Knights are doing on defense in this match so far, and it's working well. As Izzy for the Blake Bears, with her 52 goals coming in this, has not been able to get very many good touches in this first quarter. And now we're at the 1-minute mark in quarter number 1. The Red Knights have it, and they've got a 3-goal lead. And now coming to the near side, that's Hannah Larson with it. Now she'll reverse course back to Charlize Vang. Now Vang will direct Hannah Larson, and they'll switch spots, and Vang will do a spin move. Try to split the defense, but was pushed back. Now she comes back on the other way, and she gets jostled around, and they're going to call a foul on the Blake Bears, and that's going to give the very dangerous Charlize Vang a point-blank opportunity against the Blake Bears to go up 4-0 with 34.4 left. And look at that, Charlize Vang, no doubt about it, delivers her second goal of the evening, and that will be her 54th goal as she came in with 52, and she just fired that, and I don't think the Blake goaltender saw that one coming. Bella Brisby, the junior, nothing she could do with that kind of power on a shot by Charlize Vang. And so we are at 4-0 with 32.3 seconds remaining in quarter number one. We go to the center circle, and that is going to be Croft against Charlotte Palmby. And this time the face-off winner is going to be Hannah Larson. No, it's Bailey Gray, or is it Hannah Larson? I believe that is Hannah Larson. It is. And she has won that face-off, and the Red Knights have it with 16 seconds remaining, and June Vang's going to come in and try to get a late goal here in the first quarter. The pass misses the mark intended for Croft, goes all the way through the crease, and now back around to the top of the key with 5 seconds remaining. Hannah Larson looking for a last-second shot. 2 seconds remaining. The shot is forced off the mark and out of bounds, and the siren is sounded, signaling the end of quarter number one. And after one complete, our score 4-0 Red Knights. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Come on back for quarter number two.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you can save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. Just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
At ParkTV 16 Sports on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's, bringing you girls 5A quarterfinals lacrosse, featuring the Red Knights at home taking on the Blake School, the 4 and 5 seed in this 5A section quarterfinal. And the Red Knights off to a great start here, 4-0. About to begin quarter number two. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here with ParkTV 16 Sports as we're streaming live on YouTube. They'll change sides. This time the Red Knights will go from left to right. And the Bears in blue looking for their first goal. They've had a few close opportunities, but nothing really substantial. And following the quarter break, I look for them to get on the board here and make this a little more competitive. And there we see Charlotte Palmby, the senior, winning that face-off now to Jim, number 20 for the Blake Bears. She's got 3 Red Knights around her, but she blows right by him and comes right in, and Downey makes the save. Emmeline Downey, the freshman, gets her first big save of the night, and that would have been a great opportunity for the Blake Bears to get right back in this, and Downey robs them of that. And now the Red Knights have it into the offensive zone. That's Delaney Lynch, and she'll sprint it all the way back behind the net and give it up to June Vang, number 7, who's already scored one of the 4. And the Red Knights have the ball, up 4-0. Now to the top of the key, Hannah Larson. Larson came in with 13 goals, 4 assists, 17 points overall. Now to the near side, number 22, Callie Henthorn. Behind the net, June Vang. Vang now taking her time. Bears playing a little bit of a zone defense, coming right into Katie Croft, and that was good defense by number 13. Palmby was there to interfere with that shot, forced it over and out of bounds, but the Red Knights do retain possession. Now to Hannah Larson, to number 22. That is Henthorn. And around the horn, the Red Knights go. June Vang. Vang will hold on to it. Trade positions with number 13, Delaney Lynch. And now Vang from that point guard position behind the net to the far wing. That is number 22, Henthorn. Now top of the key, Hannah Larson, spin move, comes back to the left, looking for a shot angle, blocked in front. Saved by the Blake Bears goaltender. Nicely done by number 30, Bella Bisbee. A big save for her as she keeps the Blake Bears within 4 as we're now under 10 minutes to go before halftime. Now here comes Jim. Look at the speed on Jim. She came into this match also with great stats. 25 goals, 3 assists as that ball gets taken away by Bailey Gray, and this is what she does. On defense, she's really good at that. Outlet pass, right on the money. Double, triple teamed was the Red Knight, and they blew a whistle, and she's going to retain possession. Now to Bailey Gray, number 9, at midfield as she approaches the 50 and brings it in the offense, and look at her speed and toughness, taking a little bit of a jolt there from Jim, and now she finds plenty of free space deep in the offensive zone. And now gives it up to number 13, Delaney Lynch to June Vang. And the Red Knights are back on offense with that 4-goal cushion in this quarterfinal matchup. The winner of this one will move on to the semifinals to be played on Monday night. The Red Knights win, it will most likely be here unless Wayzata wins. Actually, their next one will likely be on the road. The Red Knights come in the number 4 seed. They'll play the winner of Wayzata Park, or the winner of this one will. And since Wayzata is the number 1 seed, it's most likely going to be on the road. Almost definitively it will be. And that's June Vang. Now to Bailey Gray on the near side as we approach the 8-minute mark in quarter number 2. Hannah Larson now will go to their left, come back to the right. Great defense by the Bears. This time, the pressure was being applied by number 8, Janie McGaughan. And the Red Knights retain possession with exactly 8 minutes to go now in the second quarter. June Vang with it. Showing lots of patience back there. And now, Charlize Vang, she's got a goal. And she's looking for another one here, the leading goal scorer on the field. She gets tripped up, and she's going to get a scoring opportunity and a free shot at the goaltender, Bisbee. Last time she got one of these, she scored it. And now look at her. She almost looks like she's in a batter's box there, right? Left-handed hitter, and she does take a shot. Right from there, she wound up, she telegraphed the whole thing, and this time Bisbee made the save. Nice job by the Bears on defense. And they are going to be awarded possession. So great save right there by Bisbee on the replay. And now she has it, looks for an outlet pass. She finds her woman there, number 8, Janie McGaughan. Now McGaughan to the near sideline, ahead to Quinn Hardy. Hardy rushes in, gets jostled a little bit, that draws a whistle, and they play on. Now, number 4 with it. That is Vivian Filstrom. And now the Bears looking for their first goal tonight. 6:40 remaining before halftime. And with it for the Bears, that is Hayden Wirt. Now on the far side, rushing the ball with the shot was number 13, Palmby, goes out of bounds. Palmby comes in with 26 goals herself, 4 assists, 30 points. And she'll give it up to Izzy, their leading goal scorer. And so far, the Red Knights have really kept her under wraps. I look for her to take the bull by the horns, as they say. She comes in, and it goes off the post. She can't believe it. She was right in. She had all kinds of open holes there to beat the Red Knight goaltender Downey, and she hits the post. And that is just a sign that things are not going your way here early. And that's a bullet dodge by the Red Knights. Okay, now Bailey Gray on the ensuing rebound has it and gives it over to June Vang behind the net. And the Red Knights have it again with their 4-goal lead intact. Top of the key, Charlize Vang, Hannah Larson, Bailey Gray. And into the corner to number 13, Downey, Delaney Lynch. And around the horn they go. Charlize Vang. A little bit of a scoring drought here. They got 4 quick ones in the first quarter, not so much here in the second. Now June Vang looking for an opportunity, and just as it appeared she was going to trigger that shot, it got poke checked out of her basket. That's a turnover, and the Blake Bears have it once again with 4:50 remaining before halftime. Now the outlet pass to number 10, JC Jim. JC puts the move on. Good defense, though, by 13, Lynch, for the Red Knights, but she finds an opening and gets it ahead to 16, Hayden Wart, before she gets poke checked away, and now a turnover gives it right back to the Red Knights, and with it for Benilde-St. Margaret's is number 16, Brooke Hillens. She gets it ahead to Hannah Larson. Again, Larson, 13 goals, 4 assists on the year. Looking for her first point tonight in this quarterfinal playoff, and the play continues as they go around the horn. That's Croft, June Vang. So the Blake Bears, they do play a zone defense, but it's not an overly aggressive defense. They're not up in the face or the grills of the Red Knight offensive players, and that allows Hannah Larson to come right in and score. And I do wonder whether that's the appropriate defense to go against this Red Knight team. Just sort of allowing Hannah Larson to come in there almost at will. Right there was a little bit of a screen, but no one else there to pick it up as they were all spread out on the zone. And you wonder if the Blake Bears might want to rethink that defensive strategy as the Red Knights now increase their lead to 5-0, and the clock is stopped with 3:51 remaining. Timeout. First one taken by either team by the Blake Bears, and that'll get a chance to look at the bracket that we were just talking about. And there's Benilde-St. Margaret's. They're not usually the least, in perspective for the last several years, that low of a seed or that high of a seed at the number 4 seed of the 8 teams. Blake School there, number 5. And of course there is Wayzata taking on St. Louis Park, who had to play a play-in game to get the right to play the powerful number 1 seed Wayzata. And of course the winner of this match between Benilde and Blake will move on to June 2nd, which is this coming Monday, tonight being a Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. And of course, the lower half of the bracket has the number 2 seed Maple Grove against Hopkins. And we've got Rogers versus Champlin. And the winners of those 2 matches will also move on to the semifinals. And then the final will be just 2 days later on Wednesday, a week from tonight, at the higher seeds home field. So it appears that the Red Knights are going to go on the road, but if they do beat Wayzata, they may get a home game for the championship and the right to go to the state tournament. So even if they win and go to Wayzata, they might get another home game. Meanwhile, their counterparts, the boys Red Knight team, we were here just a couple of hours ago. We brought you that match, and Benilde-St. Margaret's boys had their way with Hopkins Park, a combined high school boys lacrosse team who came in with a 2-11 record, and the Red Knights 10-3 improved their season record to 11-3, and they will move on to the semifinals right back here next Monday. Good chance ParkTV 16 Sports will be here to broadcast that one on Monday. Meanwhile, it remains to be seen if the Red Knights are going to move on. A 5-goal lead is not insurmountable in lacrosse. If you've watched any amount of lacrosse, you know goals can be scored in a hurry and in succession. But right now, the Blake Bears offense is a bit anemic, to say the least, and I attribute that to the great Red Knight defense. They've really been hounding the number 1 goal scorer for the Blake Bears, Idzi Krejci. Came in with 52 goals, 9 assists, 61 points, as did her counterpart. In fact, their stats, I'm just noticing that they're exactly the same. Both her and Charlize Vang came into this match with exactly both 52 goals, 9 assists, 61 points. However, Charlize Vang has scored 2 tonight, so now she leads in that individual stat category. Okay, following the timeout by the Blake Bears, we're at the center circle, following the 5th goal by the Red Knights, and that face-off is going to be awarded to the Blake Bears. And now they have it in the offensive zone, looking for some answers on offense, and that is Jerly McGaughan with it, number 8. She has 15 goals, 19 assists, 34 points on the year. And now look out, I don't know, she almost got it poke checked away. You could see number 13, Delaney Lynch, but she just came up to the line that she's not supposed to cross from her position on the team and in the field. And now here are the Blake Bears with number 13, Charlotte Palmby, to the near side. That gives it up to number 15, Sarah Hissia. And that shot is blocked and saved by Emmeline Downey. And the freshman has been perfect in nets here, as we are now already at the 3-minute mark before halftime. And now sprinting on the near sideline are the Red Knights, all the way into the Blake Bear offensive zone, and just blowing by all the defenders is number 16 for Benilde-St. Margaret's, Brooke Hillens, the junior defender, doing a nice job and sprinting about 100 yards to free that ball up and give the Red Knights another opportunity on offense as they now settle it down. There's the top of the key, Charlize Vang, looking for a hat trick tonight. And now Hannah Larson back behind the net to June Vang, I should say. And now behind the net is number 13, once again, Delaney Lynch. Now June Vang coming in, tried to go in close to the goal. Decided to back up based on the good defense by JC Jim. Now she decides to go anyway, goes low and shoots it wide left of Brisbee, out of bounds. Here's that replay, all kinds of Blake Bears around her, and they did a nice job forcing that shot awry. And the Red Knights have it, nevertheless, with under 2 minutes to go before halftime. Very fast-moving first half here. Now, Charlize Vang comes in, shoots, and the save by Bisbee, then she lost it. She kind of flipped it up and was a little nonchalant, but she does come back away with it anyway. Almost a fatal mistake, could have given up goal number 6 there. But she does finally corral it, and the outlet pass is successful, and that is number 4 with it, Vivian Filstrom, into the offensive zone with 1:22 to go before halftime, and the Bears looking for a goal, anything to get some momentum, and there was the intended pass to Izzy, their leading scorer, and it misses the mark. But nevertheless, on that errant pass, it's recovered, though, by number 22, Quinn Hardy, for the Bears. And they still retain possession as we are now at the 1-minute mark remaining before halftime. 5-0 our score. Top of the key for the Bears. Janie McGaughan. McGaughan going to try it. She gets pushed back by Hannah Larson. Now to the far wing. That's the Bears. Palmby coming right in. The shot, she goes low on Downey. Downey couldn't corral it, but it goes right through the crease. And it's picked up by the Red Knights with 34 seconds remaining before half. Sprinting with it for the Red Knights is number 12. That's Abby Urbaniak, and now she'll turn around. And I guess that was number 8 instead, Alex Strothman. And now Strothman with it at midfield. She crosses the line. She has her head up. Headmans it to Bailey Gray. Now Gray has some space. Coming in at a 45-degree angle. Meets the defense. Puts a spin move on. Comes in and scores it. Bailey Gray. What a goal. Right at our angle. And she is ecstatic out there. 4.1 seconds she gets that goal to go. Right here. Look at the move. She just took on the defense, didn't she? Used her instincts. Spun and beat Bisbee between the legs, putting the Red Knights up 6-0 with 4.1 remaining. Back to the center circle. And these Red Knights, it's hard to believe that they lost 8-7 back on April 14th. Right now, they are about to go up 7-0. Probably not in this half, but by early next half, very likely, as they lead 6-0 with 3 seconds remaining. Face-off controlled by the Red Knights, and there is the signal entering second quarter. So at halftime, our score, 6-0 Red Knights. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Come on back for the second half.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Back to ParkTV 16 sports production of girls 5A quarter-final lacrosse featuring the Benilde-St. Margaret's, the number 4 seed, taking on the visiting Blake Bears, the number 5 seed. And there's our score after one half, 6-0. Benilde-St. Margaret's came in with an 8-5 record. And the Bears, having come in with a 6-7 record, they had met previously this year, and Blake won that one by 1 goal. 8-7, and now they find themselves down 6. And the big key stat is Izzy Krejci, who is the leading scorer for the Bears, coming in with 52 goals, 9 assists, has had no shots on goal as the Red Knight defense. They've just been following her around, shutting her down, forcing the other Bears to pick up the slack. Let's see if that changes here in the second half. And I look for the Blake Bears to look to get Izzy open and in the scoring column. But the Red Knights win the initial faceoff, and they have possession of the ball. 12 minutes on the clock in the third quarter, and a 6-goal lead. And now that is June Vang in the near corner, as the Red Knights showing lots of patience here to begin quarter number 3. Vang now to number 13, that is Lynch. Delaney Lynch now still with it, trades places with June Vang. Vang, who has a goal already tonight. Looking to come in, nobody's gonna guard her, right in front. She tries to get the shot off, and then the defense collapsed on her, and it was deflected in front. I thought she waited just a tad too long before she let that shot go. Here's that replay, and the defender came over, and I thought right there, and before she could get the shot off, that second Blake Bear defender came over and cut off her angle, and that results in a turnover, and the Bears have it for the first time in the second half. Down 6. They're going to need to get some goals here soon, if for another reason, to get their confidence going on offense. And now Brisby, the goaltender, has it, and the outlet pass to number 10 is JC Jim. And now rushing into the offensive zone is her sister. That is number 20, Jocelyn Jin, and she goes down hard as she came into contact with Bailey Gray, and that's going to be a free opportunity for Jocelyn Jim. She had 25 goals coming into this match. And actually the free opportunity is going to be given to number 13, Charlotte Palmby. Palmby coming right in and goes and over the crossbar. She set herself up for a great opportunity. Took some hits right in the middle, split the defense, and just missed over the crossbar. And the Bears retain possession as we approach the 10-minute mark of the third quarter. Now a spin move behind the net, trying to get some sort of traction, and the triple team left wide open. Number 16, Hayden Wirt, the junior. So the defensive gamble taken by the Red Knights left a wide open Wirt, created a vacuum of space. Right there, you can see it materialize. Look at the triple team, and someone left her wide open as she spun around, took a little bit of an angle, and beat Emmeline Downey for her first goal, and the first goal for the Blake Bears. So an excellent start if you're a Bear fan, if you're going to hope for a comeback as they get on the board with 10:06 remaining in quarter number 3. And we will move our attention back to the center circle for the face-off, and coming off the sideline for the Blake Bears will be Charlotte Palmby. And typically it looks and it appears that's Katie Croft, who's been manning the duties for the playoffs, and now the all-important face-off in lacrosse. And if you're a Blake Bear fan, they're going to want to win a lot of these following goals. Possession is a big deal in lacrosse, and batting at it is Croft, and the Bears trying to get it. Hannah Larson's in there, ball still loose, and now we got a whistle, and the ball's going to be awarded to Hannah Larson and the Red Knights. So now they have it with under 10 minutes to go in quarter number 3, and that is Bailey Gray on the far sideline. and intended for Croft, and it was nearly intercepted by the Bears. She read that telegraph pass, number 8 did, for the Bears, Janie McGaughan, and the Red Knights do recover with number 22 scooping it up, Callie Henthorn. And now a whistle on the far side, Bailey Gray with it. She scored with just a few seconds left in quarter number 2 with a very impressive sprint down the right sideline, angling in, spin move, and a goal to put them up 6-0, but right now it's 6-1 as we approach the 9-minute mark in quarter number 3. And sprinting around is Lynch, down to the far corner, and it does appear the Blake Bears are going to come out and play a little more aggressive defense, which is what I thought they needed to do. They were sort of packed in there in the first half, allowing the Red Knights just to move almost at will. Now June Vang with the behind-the-head shot beats Bisbee. We know she's capable of it. We've seen it before, but June Vang, number 7, coming in with 16 goals. She got her 17th earlier in the first half, records her 18th right here. Watch this. Great move. I've seen this before, and she had the defender, and the goaltender was not ready for it, and that ball sneaks right inside that right post. And the Red Knights will go back up by 6 on the brilliant shot and a goal by June Vang. That goal comes with 8:48 remaining. 7-1 our score. And back to the center circle, Croft versus Palmby for that all-important face-off. Scoreboard still reflects 6-1, but I believe that's going to change to 7-1. And the face-off is going to be controlled by the Bears, and there's Izzy, the leading scorer. She's going to come in and takes the shot and scores it. It was a matter of time before Izzy, number 2, got on the board, and look at her. She has been frustrated all match long, and you could just tell when she got possession. Look at the speed that she has, and then she didn't waste any time on the dead run to get that shot off. Shows how athletic and talented she is, and that will be her 53rd goal of the year to go along with 9 assists. 63 points. What a year. What a stat that is. And just so you know, Izzy, she's just a 9th grader out there. Wow, what a high school career she's got in front of her. She brings the Bears back within 5 with 8:36 remaining in the third quarter. And the Bears trying to get some answers here. And there's Izzy again with the spin move, and she gets the shot off, or the pass off, but it's errant. And it's intercepted by the Red Knights, number 16, Brooke Hillens. And she sprints on that far side all the way past the 30, sheds a few defenders, and now stops and gives it to Anna Brown, number 17. And Brown will turn, and they will set up their offense. And there's Charlize Vang. Both she and Izzy came in with the same stats, and now Vang gets her 3rd goal just like that. They answer within 20 seconds. So just if the Bears were starting to get some momentum and that there might be a comeback in them with so much time left, here comes Charlize Vang, just slips effortlessly in between the 2 defenders and then just let the shot go and easily beats goaltender Bella Bisbee, the junior, and they go back up by 6. And again, that goal is recorded with 8 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And we will make our way again back to the center circle as we await Palmby coming off the sideline. It's been her and Croft for the Red Knights at the center circle all evening long. And here we are again, and the Red Knights again up by 6. Face-off coming up here. And coming away with it is Palmby, and she has it right off the bat. Nice job by Palmby on that face-off, and then she'll relieve pressure by heading back to number 10. That was JC Jim. Jim's pass gets ahead and somehow ends up in the basket of number 8. That's McGaughan. McGaughan with it. Tries the right side as she gets double-teamed. Now the pass intended for number 15, JC Jim. And that one goes by the wayside, but it's picked up by Izzy. Izzy does a spin move, comes right in and scores it. her second in a row. Did they wave it off? I don't believe so. Yes, they did. They waved off the goal. I can't explain why, but they did. And the Red Knights have it. So that is a disappointing outcome if you're a Blake Bears fan, and a nice outcome if you're a Red Knight fan. And now they are back on offense quickly. And into the corner is June Vang as she awaits her offense to set up. And Croft, I've never seen that before, but player number 8 for the Red Knights, who is Strawman, came all the way out to Katie Croft in your foreground. And there she is right in the bottom of your screen and switched baskets with her. I've never seen a stick exchange like that while play is ongoing, but we saw it there. Meanwhile, the clock continues to wind down as we're going to set up a free opportunity following the whistle for the Red Knights and a chance to extend their lead. And rather than take a shot at the net, they decide to play conservatively on that. But here comes June Vang. She's not conservative as she takes the pass, and the shot taken by number 22 was Henthorn, and it gets deflected by the goaltender Bisbee, and she makes the save. And now the outlet pass is intercepted by number 16, Brooke Hillens. Hillens now to the corner. Now back out to June Vang as we approach 6 minutes left in quarter number 3. Now to the top of the key, there's Croft. She got goal number 1 to start the scoring at the beginning of this match, which started at about 7:30. 60-degree weather, rainy, kind of bone-chilling. Very damp out here, especially for late May. Feels more like late November. Okay, now here comes Charlize Vang. She'll turn, spin around, just like a water bug out there. Look at her ability to move in all directions, really. And now the defense by the Bears. That's number 9 coming away with it, Jada Shenitz, the senior, and it gets taken right back by the Red Knights, and their defense is unbelievable. And now the shot taken at point-blank range by Lynch, and a whistle will give it back to the Bears. Here's that replay right there on one step, and the shot and the save. Nicely done by Bella Bisbee on in nets. And now the pass ahead intended for Palm Beach. She's going to try to get there first, but the Red Knights get there first, and to scoop that up on the fly is number 19, Savannah Eisen, and that was just a brilliant play by Eisen. How difficult that must be to do that and save the day on defense. But number 19, hats off to her, Savannah Eisen, the sophomore. Don't mention her name very often, but that was a spectacular play. And the Red Knights have it again under the 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They lead by 6 as the ball ends up in the basket of Henthorn. Now Croft. Croft, though, will waste no time trying that right side. Pass successful to number 17, Anna Brown. Now Brown cuts in to Charlize Vang, and another goal by Charlize Vang. What can't she do? She is something else. I think that's her 5th goal tonight. I don't keep the stats here. We don't have a statistician, but it might be 5. She came in with 52. Incredible stats by the senior. She gives the stick nod there to her teammates, and the Red Knights now have their largest lead of the night at 7. That goal comes with 4:08 remaining in the third quarter. And we are getting close to the mercy rule, and if you don't know what that is, if either team in the second half, maybe even the first half, but the second half for sure, is up by 10, then they don't stop the clock except for timeouts and injuries. So that's where we're at right now, though. It's a 7-goal lead. They're 3 away from the mercy rule, so it's not real imminent at this point, but definitely on the horizon if the scoring trends continue as we move forward. Okay, face off the center circle again. Croft versus Palmby. Ball loose.
Once again for the Red Knights, number 6, Charlize Vang.
And the ball's going to be awarded to the Blake Bears, and with it is number 8. That is Janie McGaughan. McGaughan looking to get over midfield. Meets the defense of June Vang. Ball loose on the near sidelines. Getting there first is JC Jim. Jim gets double teamed. And a whistle against the Red Knights. Gives it back to JC Jim, and she quickly moves, getting it over to number 22, Quinn Hardy. Hardy now to Jocelyn Jim. Jocelyn Jim, 25 goals on the year to match her. Nope, let's see. She loses it. Bailey Gray this time, and Bailey Gray, look at her speed as she accelerates away into the offensive zone, and so fast she lost control of it in her basket, and now coming away with it for the Bears is number 8, Janie McGaughan. And now the Bears are in business on offense as we approach the 3-minute mark in the third period. That is Jocelyn Jim, number 20. She finds herself loose, takes a shot, ball loose. There's a spin on it, heading towards the goal, and somehow it stopped on its own. Otherwise, Jim would have had the Bears' third goal, and Downey and the Red Knights dodge a bullet there. Now the outlet pass across midfield to Katie Croft. Croft now into the corner to June Vang as they're going to try to catch the Blake Bears flat-footed on that offensive end, and now they do get back, and they stop the Red Knights, and they will now slow it down, at least momentarily, as we approach the 2.5-minute mark of quarter number 3. And there is absolutely no wind out here now. We started with 8 miles an hour winds out of the northeast, but right now the flags are not any wind out there as the Bears now thwart that offensive opportunity, and Bisbee outlet pass and just gets it through to her teammate in between 2 Red Knights. That was miraculous in and of itself. Now here comes the Bears, splitting the defense and accelerating away into the offensive zone. She's got space. She's got players on either side. Coming all the way in and then getting turned away was number 9, Jada Jennitz. Does a nice job. And now the shot right in front, the pass, and the cutting number 20 was Jocelyn Jim. Her shot goes by the wayside, and now the Red Knights splitting it all the way back down there. Track stars on both sides of the sprinting, and now the Red Knights have it on offense as we approach the 1.5-minute mark in quarter number 3. Good fast-paced action here, back and forth. And we're not on a basketball court here. These girls that are sprinting, they've got to be winded. These are really close to 100-yard sprints. And they seem to have sprinter speed out there, the way some of these girls can accelerate away. Incredible athletes out there. Now June Vang and the Blake Bears their defense seems to be a little more passive right here. They might be getting a little tired as we're now under a minute to go in quarter number 3. As we look at Vang coming right in, and the shot this time, Bisbee makes the save. The rebound right into the basket of Palmby, and now she'll sprint away across midfield. She's got openings. Red Knights close at hand. And excuse me, that was number 22, Quinn Hardy, with that great defensive effort, bringing the ball into the offensive zone for the Bears with 32 seconds remaining. And the Bears looking to get a little bit of momentum going into the fourth quarter. And they would love to get a goal here. That ball tried to get it to Izzy, their leading scorer. And again, the Red Knights have done a nice job just shadowing her everywhere. And right now, number 10 is just in her back pocket the entire time for the Bears. Or excuse me, for the Red Knights, actually. Number 15, Claire Dooley, doing a great job bottling her up. Now 4 seconds remaining. Bears have yet to get a shot off. 1 second remaining, and Izzy was just about to come in. She got tripped as the whistle sounds, signaling the third quarter, the end of it. And so after 3 quarters complete, our score 9-2 Red Knights. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube. Come on back for the fourth quarter as we step aside.
What if being in recovery from a mental or substance use disorder was something we proudly showed the world? You might be surprised. Millions of people are in recovery, sharing hope, help, and support with family, friends, and community. Join the Voices for Recovery. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's, bringing you girls 5A quarterfinal lacrosse. And although this is a beautiful campus, it's sort of a cold, chilly night here. Much more like winter than it is summer. Hard to believe. We had 90-degree weather not that long ago, but right now it's below 60 and it feels a lot colder than that. But these girls, they're not feeling any pain. This is perfect weather if you're out running around for 4 quarters. And we're about to begin the 4th. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. To the center circle for the faceoff, and the Bears got a miraculous comeback in them. They've got to get busy early. And that starts with winning a faceoff, and they do, and they've got it in the basket of their number 1 goal scorer, Izzy, but she gives it up right away, and now into the offensive zone is Jocelyn Jim, and there was, I thought, a great poke check by Charlize Vang, but the referee wasn't having it, and they're going to award it back to the Bears and Jocelyn Jim. Jim standing right there at the 30-yard line. Clock continues to wind down. 11 and a half minutes to go, and now Jim off to the races. Seemingly free, but the defense was waiting for her on that perimeter just outside the semicircle. And the whistle is blown, and Jocelyn Jim's going to have a free opportunity, but she's a little far away from the goal to take a shot at it, and she does decide to play offense instead, and she gives it to Palmby on that far wing. She comes right in, a wide opening, goes low, and a backhanded shot, but Evelyn Downey was not fooled in the leash. She kept her focus and concentration, but that outlet pass was a little off the mark, and a chance for the Bears to get a turnover in the offensive zone, I should say, and staying with it on defense was number 8 for the Red Knights, and I don't have a name for her on this program, unfortunately, but that was a great play by her, just sticking with it. And now that is Bailey Gray. The far side, Red Knights with it. That was Lynch. Now June Vang. Hard to see the numbers, but I know who she is. Way out there, sort of dimly lit. And the lights are clearly on here at the stadium. And now here comes June Vang. She takes the shot, and Brisby makes the save. She saw that clearly right at the midsection. And now there is a forecheck applied nicely by number 17 for the Red Knights. Anna Brown, and now the Bears still trying to break it out, and she gets Malachi crunched just as she was approaching midfield. That drew a whistle. And number 9 for the Bears, that is Jada Chenitz. And she'll start again with 3 Red Knights around her, but her speed gets her around the corner and into the offensive zone, crossing midfield. Now to the near side, that is Jocelyn Jim, and she gets tripped up. She may have tripped herself up a little more than the Red Knight player, but that's not going to change the outcome of this call as Jim retrieves the ball. The referee comes up. The clock is still running at 9:24, and the Bears are going to have to get busy here real quick. Down 7 against a very powerful defensive team in the Red Knights. Hard to believe these Red Knights lost by 1 goal back in April, but that was a long time ago. And things have changed quite a bit as the Red Knights are dominating. And they were 4 and 5 seeds. I expected a little bit of a closer match based on all those factors, but right now the Red Knights, they've been at home and they have wasted no time, and they've really dominated from beginning to end. They were up 6-0 to begin the match, and they really haven't looked back. All right, now free opportunity for the Bears. Under 9 minutes to go, 4th quarter. It's much like a track sprint, and a whistle and a shot, and the save by Downey. She has just been magnificent in goal all year long. The other games we've done, it's been impressive from my point of view up here, how well she's played, and she's only, what is she, a freshman? Did I get that right? Let me see, Downey. Yeah, just a freshman. So goaltending looks very solid for the next few years. And you know what else is solid is that goal by Hannah Larson as she sprung herself wide open, received a perfect pass right over the shoulder, came in one-on-one on Bisbee, the goaltender. Here is a sprinting. Is that Delaney Lynch? I believe it may be. There's a wide open Larson. And I say wide open, a lapse in the defense by the Bears, and that is going to be, even though there's 8 minutes and 9 seconds, that's the kind of goal I think if you're the Bear team, that is going to take a little bit of momentum out of your sails. Being down 8 with 8 minutes to go is going to be quite the challenge. And now we do have a timeout on the field. And I didn't hear who took it, but I'm pretty sure it was the Blake Bears, as they are going to regroup, and that'll get us a chance to look at the brackets of Section 5A this year. Again, there's Wayzata, the #1 seed, taking on St. Louis Park, and we did several of their games. They are a much improved girls lacrosse team. I think they had one of their best years. We brought you some broadcasts where they had some nice victories, and they had to get through a play-in game against the #9 seed with the right to play Wayzata tonight. But odds are the Trojans are going to advance over the St. Louis Park Orioles, and it looks like the Red Knights are going to advance as well. So that semifinal will be in Wayzata at their high school on Monday night. Meanwhile, their boys' counterparts won their quarterfinal match earlier this evening. We brought you that live on ParkTV 16 Sports, streaming live on YouTube, and they will host a semifinal game against either Robbinsdale Armstrong or I believe it was Park Center on their half of the bracket. Let's see if I have that information. Yeah, it was Rogers, #3 seed against Robbinsdale Armstrong. So the Red Knights will host them most likely at 7 o'clock. Check your local listings, of course, or go to the website at parktv16.org, I believe, or parktv.org. In any event, glad you're with us. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Okay, after the long timeout by the Bears, we'll go back to the center circle following the 10th goal by the Red Knights. And that is Katie Croft to do the honors against Charlotte Palmby. It's been those two at the center circle all evening long. Sometimes there's some switching around when we see lacrosse, but not tonight by either of these teams. Croft got the scoring going in the first quarter, in the first minute actually. And the Red Knights have led ever since. Starting off the match with a 6-0 lead at halftime, and now it's evolved to 10-2, and they win that face-off, and that doesn't bode well for the Bears either. Those face-offs are so critical in lacrosse. And now with it is #9, that's Bailey Gray, and she puts the move on the defender. Also a hockey star for the Red Knights, translating that skill set also into lacrosse, which another name might be field hockey. A little bit of difference in the sports, but they're fairly similar in many respects. Boy, lacrosse, it's a combination of what? Soccer, basketball, hockey, all those things. All right, now June Vang getting an edge, coming right in and gets a goal, and that might be her 3rd goal of the night. And now the Red Knights increase their lead 11-2. My math serves me right. That's a lead of 9, which means we're 1 goal from the mercy rule, which means they'll go to running time if the Red Knights get the next one as well. And there's June Vang. Those Vang sisters are dynamos out there along with the rest of the team. But this Red Knight team, 8-5, that's the most losses I've seen them in all the years I've been doing some of these games. So they've had a tougher schedule this year. Their schedule record doesn't reflect how well they've done in the past, but boy, they look like they are firing on all cylinders tonight. And they are playoff ready, at least from my vantage point, with a commanding 11-2 lead against a formidable opponent with a strong tradition of success in girls lacrosse of their own, the Bears. And there is Izzy. Look at her, one-handed. You can see her talent, and the Red Knights, the Red Knights are going to have to face her for the next 3 years, and I'm sure they're not looking forward to that. Is that Izzy, #2, the freshman, already with 52 goals coming into this one. And now the underhanded shot by Palmby gets the Bears their 3rd goal. That comes with 6:52 remaining, so maybe not out of the woods here yet, the Bears, as they get that goal. As anyone who knows anything about lacrosse, goals can come in rapid succession and very quick. So if you're a Red Knight fan, it's important that they keep their focus. Don't give the Bears any chance that they actually think they can come back. The mind is a powerful thing, so I look for the Red Knights to try to respond here, much like a tennis player that gets their serve broken when When that happens, you want to break them right back, and if you give up a goal, one way to take away their confidence is to score right back in the first minute. I look for the Red Knights to be that kind of aggression on the offensive end. Okay, back to the center circle and the face-off with 6:52 remaining. And this time, that appears to be Izzy. And so they've substituted her in. She did win the last face-off, and if she can get this ball, she'll have won 2 in a row. She is some kind of emerging star here in girls lacrosse, and she goes down hard and loses the ball. And another great defensive effort by the Red Knights, and now sprinting across behind the net, now turning back, is number 19 on defense again, Savannah Eisen. Twice now, she really contributed well. Now rushing with it is number 8, who I don't have a name for. Oh, I do, that's Alex Strothman, sorry. Now behind the net on the turnover is number 4 with it. That is Vivian Filstrom. And now the Bears are gonna come back the other way with 6:11 remaining. And the clock is really gonna be a factor now, as now Palmby sprints in, cuts back left, goes right at the defender, contact made. I actually think that was the fault of the Bear player that time. She ran right into the Red Knight, but the referee is going to call the whistle every time anyway. And now Palmby with a free opportunity, quite a far ways out. She looked like she was going to pass, and now she scores it. And that was a great move by her. She was so far out that that's what you would expect, that she was going to pass it. And then she kind of kept out of the left side of her eye or peripheral vision. She saw the Red Knights turn their back and took advantage and beat Downey high as she was down low, expecting a shot right off the bat. So that was a brilliant move by number 13, Charlotte Palmby, the senior, and a great misdirection as she sort of went to her right once again, and you could see the defenders respond as if she really was going to throw it, but she hadn't yet. And with that opening, the parting of the seas, as it were, she took advantage and beats Downey for the 4th goal for the Bears. And that stops the clock, as the mercy rule is no longer in effect. And now the Bears win another face-off, and they're going to have to win them all if they're going to get back in this, which is highly unlikely, but they're still hanging around just a little bit here. And now Palmby, spin move, looking for another goal. And she's feeling the adrenaline, I'm sure. Just looking for something to happen. She's a senior. Her career is about to come to an end, and that's a desperation. She comes right in and scores it again. That is one determined player, Charlotte Palmby, twice now in a row, and she is not done. Look at the perseverance. That's what's so great about high school sports. Never give up. I've never seen a team give up in 8-9 years of doing high school broadcasts ever, and there's another example and why it's so great to be around this atmosphere and the competitiveness of these players, the sportsmanship. It's very inspiring to be around it, and that is a perfect example of never say die. Doesn't mean they're going to come back and win. Still very highly unlikely, but wow, they are still fighting, aren't they? And now they're within 6, which is what the differential was at halftime, and there's going to be a timeout on the field.
Her 3rd goal of the game, number 13.
And I think that one was probably taken by the Red Knights. Coach Anna Bowlesby will talk it over, and I don't think that's a bad timeout either. You can't take anything for granted, and just right there were 3 quick goals by the Bears. They get 3 more in the next minute or 2, which is entirely possible, at least theoretically. In lacrosse, they can get that ball down the field faster than anything. And the Red Knights need to be careful here, as the Bears, once they start to get confidence, just like any sport, it just makes them play that much harder. And so it's important, if you're a Red Knight fan, they close this out the right way, and both teams are talking about it, and there is a hush over here in the crowd. I don't know if it's because it's so cold out, or that there is a little bit of trepidation on the part of the home crowd fans, and there is a really good turnout here, especially considering there's a competing Timberwolves conference final playoff game that started exactly the time this match started, and the weather is less than ideal. Feels more like early April or mid-April than late May, with June right around the corner. And we continue to see both these teams talk it over. So this will be a key few moments following the timeout to see how it plays out. And we're going to go to the center circle for a face-off when they come out of the timeouts, I believe. And that should be any second now. But right now, no wind. See how cold it has gotten here. All right, the Bears look enthusiastic. I can hear their cheer all the way up here in the press box with the windows closed. I usually like them open, but it's so cold. They're closed here tonight. And now the Red Knights are done with their committee meeting. 5:17 on the clock. And we are going to go to the center circle, and that's Izzy, the freshman. I think she's going to be doing face-offs for the next 3 years after this game tonight. And the Red Knights are going to see a lot of her over the next 3 years. And as a freshman, she is very mature out there. Okay, her against Croft. Bears need this face-off. They really want to have a comeback. That would be miraculous, wouldn't it? Izzy against Croft. Big face-off here. Ball goes up. Izzy can't get it. Gets cut off. Ball long, loose, and coming away with it almost. Not quite. Still loose. Players go down along that far sideline, and it appears the Red Knights have it. Big scoop there by Benilde-St. Margaret's, and they have possession, and that is huge. The Bears really needed to win every face-off following any goal they were to get here late, and that one they didn't get. And now the Red Knights just need to be careful, be deliberate. The clock is on their side, and just be really sure with their passes as they usually are. And now the Red Knights have it. And coming in all alone, I can't believe how wide open she is, and Croft beats Bisbee. And so the Bears, how they let her get that wide open as they are trying to get back in it, and the defense just wasn't there for the Bears. Look at her come around the corner and no one's there except her and the goaltender, and we know how that usually works out. Advantage offensive player, and that goal by Croft I think will be her second tonight. And so that'll stop any comeback and momentum of the Bears, as now the Red Knights are back up again by 7 with 4:29 remaining. Back to the center circle. Izzy versus Croft. And I only keep using her first name because I'm not good at pronouncing her last name. I'm not sure how to say, is it Creasy? So rather than butcher it, I'll just call her by her first name. It's unique enough.
Scoring her second goal of the night for the Red Knights.
The announcement.
Number
It is
4,
Croft's
Katie
second goal of the
Croft.
night. And now that is Bailey Gray. She is so steady. And look at the speed. She's got very powerful legs out there from all that hockey, and she uses them to her advantage as she just motors away from the defense. So strong out there, too. One of the tougher lacrosse players I've seen. And now the Red Knights have it. That's Lynch to June Vang in the corner. And now she's getting aggressively pursued. Her speed, though, gets her a little step past, and then her shot, their pass is deflected, and there's going to be a turnover, and the ball is collected by number 12. That was Kate Bisley. And now the Red Knights take it right back with June Vang. She likes to have that reverse 7 on her back. If I ever had a chance to interview her, which we never do player interviews, I'm sure there's a reason. It's probably a superstition. I think it's kind of interesting, and I'd certainly like to ask her about it. But on the front of her jersey, it looks like a 7, but on the back, it's a reverse 7. But I think that's a nice kind of thing that identifies her and distinguishes her and who she is, especially when she has a sister who's playing so well, who's also number 6. Okay, now here comes Jocelyn Jim in the open, loses it momentarily, then guess who? Is that Gray again? I think so. Almost comes away with it, but now the Bears have it again. That's Palmby. She's got 2 goals this quarter, splits the defense. The flag almost went up. The save, or maybe it went off the post, and the rebound into the basket of the Red Knights, and sprinting on that far side. I can't tell who it is. It's kind of dark out, and their numbers are small, and there's a glare in these windows. 15 it was. Thank you, Paul. That's Claire Dooley. What an outstanding effort by Dooley, scooping that up on the dead run. I can't imagine how hard that is. All right, now here comes June Vang. coming in, lowering that left shoulder, reversing course, going low and underneath and splitting the legs of Bisbee for the 13th goal. And so the Red Knights, following that timeout, have come right back on the offensive side and have just taken over once again. There is June Vang stopping on a dime, and then another no-look shot fools the goaltender, Bisbee, and another goal for June Vang. That will come with 2:21 remaining in the match. And the score now 13-5. Red Knights back up by 8. And we'll go back to the center circle with 2:21 remaining. And the Red Knights safely in front. They're going to advance to take on the Wayzata Trojans Monday night in Wayzata, unless there was the upset of the century with St. Louis Park. It's going to be Wayzata at Wayzata for the semifinal. If the Red Knights get by that one, they will have a home game for the section championship right back here, and there's a good chance ParkTV 16 Sports will be here as well. But right now, the Bears have it, down 8 with 2 minutes to go. They will keep trying to the end here. And now spin move right on the doorstep by Downey, but she denies. And the rebound comes out into the basket of the Red Knights, and they are in business again. And look at the sprinting number 16. Once again, Claire Dooley. She has unbelievable speed and strength, Dooley. And she'll pull up, having safely done her job, clearing the ball out of the defensive end. And now with it on the offensive end is Anna Brown at that point guard position, as I like to say, at the top of the key, to borrow those basketball phrases. And there's Dooley again. Much like a point guard looking to drive down the lane, very similar in my mind. And now Hannah Larson, as the defense of the Bears has come out of their shell. That's going to leave it wide open in front, as we'll look for cutters from all kinds of angles. But now there's just a minute to go, and the Red Knights, I believe, will probably try to take another shot if I know who they are, but they are in no hurry with under a minute to go in the match. And what a good one it's been for the Red Knights. They've got to feel good about their overall performance tonight. They came in with an 8-5 record. They're going to go to 9-5. They're going to advance to take on the number 1 seed, Wayzata Trojans. Is coming right in the doorstep, and Dooley, is that who it is? I believe it is. Number 13 took that pass. No, that was Delaney Lynch. Dooley's 13, Lynch is 12. And that is Vang, who hits Dooley and beats the goaltender as she was wide open. No one was guarding her. And now the 14th goal is recorded by the Red Knights, and they go back up by 9 with 40.2 seconds remaining. Not a lot left to be said about this one. Good solid victory by the Red Knights, especially considering they lost to these Bears earlier in the year by 1 goal. And back to the center circle to finish it off here again with 40.2 seconds remaining. It'll be Izzy versus Croft.
Scoring for the Red Knights,
Ball
number
up
13,
in the air,
Delaney
batted
Lynch.
by
That's
Gray.
the
Look at her
2.
speed. My goodness, again, Gray. What a valuable asset to have on defense in Bailey Gray. And now the Red Knights have it with 25 seconds remaining. And they will run around with it. They're so good at maintaining possession. Now the intercepted pass, and the Bears are going to have one more rush here in them with 11 seconds remaining. Here comes Jim, and she turned to pass, but nobody home for the Bears with 2 seconds remaining, 1 second remaining, and there is the signal ending the match, and a standing ovation from the Hound crowd as they salute their Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knight girls lacrosse team as they come out on top 14-5 and advance in the bracket. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with our production here at ParkTV 16 Sports, my name is Robert Christensen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again. Have a great night.